The Nintendo 64 was released in 1996. The Sony PlayStation was already leading the market, and eventually Nintendo began releasing this game system in a wide variety of colors. This happens to be my personal favorite. But it was a really brilliant idea. Obviously, the original system is on the right here. I believe the Platinum system came packaged with Zelda. Jungle Green came with Donkey Kong 64, although you could just buy the system by itself. A little tacky, but still a good collector's item. The Pikachu system was obviously very different from the others. You see the little start button was his foot. Very unusual. My favorite picture. Did you notice that one of the systems is missing? That's just a small footnote, is that the twin Famicom was released a decade earlier, and it did come in two different colors. Sharp Electronics made it for Nintendo. I believe it was fully licensed and all. Very nice system. This was the red model, and then you also had the gray model. And of course, the joypads also came in varying colors as well. You can see the Pokemon joypad up on your top left. The best thing about these systems is that they were translucent, meaning they weren't just painted a certain color, you could see through them. Here's how the N64 joypad matches up against some old computing equipment. There's a great joypad that was very similar to the NES Advantage, only this was for N64. There's the Super Advantage for the Super Nintendo. There's the Mega Joy 2. That was actually a game system. Played like 100 Nintendo games. And don't forget that Nintendo had already received a lot of success in the past, so there were high hopes for the Nintendo 64. You know, there was the Famicom released in Japan, and then there was the NES released in America, and then upgraded to the Super Famicom and Super Nintendo, which is coming up. The Game Boy was also very successful, handheld system. And a decade later came the Game Boy Color and then the top-loading system. They were all very successful. I'm not using the alpha pictures for this video. Obviously, if I'm going to make a video dedicated to the Super Nintendo, the better pictures will be used there, not here. Peripherals that were released for Nintendo in the past. Just giving you an idea, the Nintendo Power Pad. Bandai also made their own Power Pad. Family Fitness. And there were many other peripherals. Some of them were popular, and obviously some were not. Not really for this particular video, but the GameCube also worked on the same concept of delivering systems in assorted colors. This is the Platinum system. And other game makers began to follow. You had different color Xboxes and Xbox 360, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast came in black and white colors. The jet black was my favorite.